In streetwear, it's easy to recognize that someone isn't cool just because they have a lot of money. Crypto and NFTs don't quite work the same. Something I've been thinking about a lot lately, and even since the beginning of my time of entering NFTs in 2020, is how much NFTs and streetwear are alike. This is somewhat of a tired topic. Anyone who's been involved in streetwear, interested in streetwear, has probably written a NFTs or a lot like streetwear piece. But I agree. I think every time someone does, there's always a lot of pushback around how Supreme is way cooler than NFTs are. Duh, we know. Or insert brand is way cooler than NFTs, or NFTs have no culture, or this or that. And it feels like a lot of people are missing the fundamental set of points that are normally outlined in these, thoughts, takes, whatever. I think NFTs are a lot like streetwear because what you own, what NFTs you own, have an opportunity to become a part of your identity. A lot of people buy brands to associate with things. I often talk about how men buy brands to show what they're into, and women try to look like they do specific things. So while there are, for instance, brands dedicated to yoga, if someone can just look like they do yoga, that's often enough. But for men, we have to find the right yoga brand to wear so that people know that we do yoga. It's very interesting, for sure. I think that token ownership sort of creates this unique opportunity similar to that. If you look at streetwear in its earlier times, how it stemmed from surfing, punk rock, skateboarding, rap music, these were all subcultures at the time. Skateboarding had its time in the mainstream, especially through the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater era. Rap music, still going strong in the mainstream. Rock music had its time. And I think that when you look at the way that someone owning an NFT is the same way that you signal someone's wearing a Sonic Youth t-shirt, or someone's wearing a Crooks and Castles t-shirt, or a Hundreds t-shirt, or a Kith pair of Asics, or whatever, you can start to see the parallels between how one can look at NFTs and how you can look at fashion. What's really interesting, I think, about NFTs as it relates to streetwear is that it's a bit of a club. And that club sort of tests you to see if you're a poser or not, if you're really about being into the culture, if you really even understand what the culture is. I am a victim of this a lot. I talk about the culture a lot, and I really mean hypebeast culture. I mean sneaker culture. I mean streetwear culture, fashion, etc. And I feel like a lot of times when I'm existing in Web3, people use the term culture to mean crypto culture or PFP culture or whatever it may be. And I think these things kind of exist in parallel, where if you know about the thing, you know how to get the thing, you get the thing before everyone else gets it, or you participate in the secondary market of the thing, you're a participant in that culture. Streetwear and sneakers are the same way. There are people who make careers out of buying sneakers and reselling sneakers. There are people who make careers out of buying Supreme and reselling Supreme. There are people who make careers out of all of these different adjacent things, concert tickets, and all sorts of cultural activities. And I think that crypto and NFTs are the same way. I think that it has inherited a lot of bad parts because of the financialization of things. In streetwear, it's easy to recognize that someone isn't cool just because they have a lot of money. Crypto and NFTs don't quite work the same. There are a lot of individuals who have been successful at trading NFTs, and you can argue that they understand the culture because they're able to make money and recognize trends and sell things when it's important to and all that. But I don't think that these are the types of people that you look up to for taste or for their opinion on something, but these are more the people you look up to when it's time to sell something or to see how their wallet is making money. And I think that's one of the fundamental differences between crypto, NFTs, and streetwear. Financialization gets in the way of taste, it gets in the way of personality, it gets in the way of individualism. And I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't think that we need to get rid of that aspect of crypto and NFTs to have a good time doing it. I just think that more people who want to create something meaningful should think about what they want to make and make something that represents something. I try that every day. Some days stronger than others. And I just really want to point everyone in the direction that it's possible to create communities that are bigger than just one PFP, that are bigger than just one artist. Part of the reason that streetwear thrived as much as it did is because everyone running brands were all cool with each other. Everyone who was participating in the culture were all cool with each other, whether or not they wore the same brands. If you were someone who really liked Stussy, but you hung out with someone who really liked to wear Girl or Alien Workshop or Toy Machine or whatever, it wasn't a big deal. You guys all skated, and that was the bond. And then people created brands around that sort of cultural center point. It doesn't feel like crypto and NFT should be a cultural center point. I think it's just a technology, and I think we constantly forget that. I'm concerned that it's going to take a long time for people to step away from the idea that the money is the cultural center point. Something that everyone's favorite person, Gary Vee, likes to say is that the market decides. I don't know if the market decides what is tasteful. I think the market decides what is popular. And I guess one could say if people are buying something, then taste is pointing in that direction. But I don't know if perspective, especially on the individual level, is. I feel like I'm giving a fucking art rant right now, telling you that, you know, a fucking crypto punk cannot belong in an art museum. But I'm really just more interested in how people create around culture and can make something bigger than the technology that just uses the technology. I guess that's it, guys. Hope you're enjoying season 2. I'll see you guys next time.